everybody, what's the crack? And welcome back to episode number 37 of the Inline G Flute podcast with me, your host, motherfucking Inline G. Now come here to me, you lot. It's another guest episode. But listen, this one is not a flute episode. Amidst all these flute superstars that are popping up on the Inline G podcast in recent weeks and in weeks to come, St. Patrick's Day has slotted in the middle, just fallen down from the grace of God. So, just like the Carnival episode, the Cologne Carnival episode that I did a few weeks ago, today's episode, it's a fun one. It's not a flute episode. It is a music episode. It's a bit of crack. It's a bit of fun. So if you're looking for something more serious and flute nerdy, please go ahead and listen to another episode or another podcast. This week isn't for you. I'll see you again next week. But for those who are still here, I sat down with my mate here in Cologne, certified shite talker and 100% pure Sligo beefcake, Niall. So together we curated our own ideal St. Patrick's Day playlist that Irish people would actually listen to. An educational tool, if you will. Now, as usual, there's a Patreon advert just about to come. However, Niall has decided to do the honours this week. So you can either skip ahead to the episode itself or you can stick around for the next minute or two and hear those sultry Sligo tones.
The Inline G podcast is free and always will be. That's a guarantee. However, if you want to donate to the podcast, you can do so through Patreon. On the screen right now is the address. For the audio listeners, it's what's on the screen below. Oh, sorry, no, this is for the audio listeners.
For the audio listeners, patreon.com/the Inline G Flute podcast.
Sorry, audio listeners. It costs €5 or dollars or pounds, Australian or New Zealand, per month, and with that, you're keeping this podcast alive. And what better thing could you do than do that? I do everything around here.
Well, not you. I do that.
Actually, I do everything around here on my own.
The cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, I, Niall Cunningham, do everything on my own here, including marketing, graphic design, research, scripts, audio, and video productions, etc. Becoming a Patreon member helps generate a regular income for podcasts, meaning I can turn around other work to focus on this.
Turn that work around, baby.
Do it. And also to travel to meet the best flute players in the world. Like me. Like me. Mary Had a Little Lamb never sounds so good. As a thank you, you'll get your questions to these guys. That is actually quite good, isn't it?
You get to ask them your own questions.
Yeah, like if you're into flutes and like that,
if you're into flutes, you're into flutes, man.
Then
you do your thing.
You get to meet all these people and you get to ask them questions.
You get to ask them whatever question you
want.
want.
Very valuable.
Thank you.
As well as getting episodes a little earlier than everyone else. So if you can afford it, or if you can't, sign up. Sorry, that wasn't in the script. So if you can afford it, just if you can afford it, definitely.
Only if you can afford it.
Only if you can afford it. Sign up over there.
You can unsubscribe.
You can unsubscribe at any time.
Instantly.
So it's risk free. And it's not like this, it's risk free. So
not like that thing
like
you're
that
wrestling with.
No, I feel like fucking like Alien or something. Yeah. Okay. If you can afford it, it helps a huge amount.
It genuinely does.
It does. If you can't afford it, don't worry. You can keep listening for free.
Actually, so on that note, that is the credibility that I got you in when I was doing my extensive research for what guests to bring in for this very special episode. It was who have I talked the most shite to in an Irish pub over the last 2 months. I feel like we've done a fair bit of that. Now, we should say what we're going to actually do today because we haven't got to that yet. Most of my listenership on this podcast is North American. Say North American, I mean American and Canadian.
Yeah.
The good and the bad, the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
But both of them are clueless about Irish music. So
no
I wanted to...
No?
Is that North American? No, that's
Yeah,
American.
North America as well, yeah.
No, that's Central America.
No, I think that's North. No, that's North. Confirmed. I did nothing better when I was a teenager other than like reading atlases.
It's
in
fucking
school,
not.
so.
No, Mexico's not North America.
No, it's
Mexico's Central America.
North America. Google it right now.
The listeners can Google this.
You'll figure it out before Garrett does. I'm telling you.
Hang on, no way. North
100%.
America's the absolute
100%.
dog shit. Is Mexico in North America? That's an auto search. You're right. Country in North America. But what's Central America then?
Everything south of Mexico. Everything south of Mexico.
But then not South
But
America.
not
That's
Mexico.
too south.
That's too south. Yeah. Then that's South America.
Yeah, and then you're taking the piss, obviously.
Yeah.
There you are. Well,
But-
I don't know how many Mexicans listen to the podcast.
Not many, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't say
Let's
many.
find it out.
I wouldn't say many.
But the other North Americans are big fans of the podcast, right?
They are. So the idea was that I wanted to do a St. Patrick's Day playlist that Irish people are actually listening to.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to talk about today, because I feel like there's a lot of stereotypes about what we actually listen to. People think we listen to purely Irish folk music on Paddy's Day, which, like, I love Irish folk music, obviously.
Yeah.
But, the more the pints start to hit, the more drinks you have, you start going here. Bit of Ronan Keating.
Yeah.
Bit of Boyzone. Ireland has a rich history and tradition of boy bands as well. I feel like it's underappreciated in the international market. Westlife walked so the Backstreet Boys could run.
This is true.
Were Westlife first?
Yes.
I think they were, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's also a very Irish thing, just saying, like, we were first. Yeah, we did that first. We invented it.
Well, you just told me before we started that Irish people invented the submarine.
That's true. That's true.
That actually true?
We invented a submarine, yes.
But we never got to use it.
Never got to use it, though.
We're
never got to
landlocked.
use it. Invented it, never got to use it. No, we didn't have.
Did we actually invent the submarine?
We invented the submarine,
What,
yeah.
really
Like
told me?
some fella invented it, but like we never had any reason or means to actually make one and use one for any.
So why did he
purpose.
invent it?
No, I don't know. I think the Germans and English ran away with it.
Is air conditioning Irish? I feel like air conditioning is Irish. I think I read this somewhere. I think it actually might be a fella from the north of Ireland. I think someone from Belfast invented air conditioning.
The hypodermic needle. That's an Irish invention.
Where's that from?
Mayo, I think. Foxford.
Right, we're taking on. Right, well, let's go on to music. Jesus Christ. Oh, what are you doing this Paddy's Day?
Oh,
I know what you're doing on Paddy's Day, but I think you're going to see an Irish band, aren't you?
I think I'm going to see an Irish band. I'm not sure actually what the name of it is. I think they're up and coming. They're in some place called is it the White Horse or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Black Sheep, maybe. Yeah.
Black Sheep, yeah.
And I all I heard was the flute player / whistle player / arranging genius. Is what I heard is a ride.
Oh my god!
You have to pay for that. You know that? I'm going to invoice you for that.
Sorry.
So I heard, yeah.
But yeah, is he? Or
sex machine? Some people say.
Oh, really? Who?
Yeah. Yeah. Here.
Disgruntled neighbours.
Look at us, just a couple of lads talking shit on International Women's Day.
Here, yeah. Sorry, we have to actually. We forgot to mention that at the start.
We did actually. Yeah,
We should have led with that, really. You know.
We really should have. Yeah, I'm realizing that there's not a lot of women in this list, but there is a specific group of women that I put in. They pop in here.
Yeah.
They pop in here. You can see that, but the audience can't see that.
Yeah.
Right, we have to get into our St. Paddy's Day playlist. We can't keep going on forever.
No.
So, St. Paddy's Day. Again, I feel like a great playlist. If I'm putting a playlist on for my St. Paddy's night, because I'm not going to be day drinking too much, I think I'm going to peak at a certain time and I'm going to be listening to certain music. And a great playlist takes you on that emotional journey. It brings you up, it brings you down, and it brings you back up maybe a wee bit, and then it brings you down. And then, very importantly in Irish music, when you're brought down at the end, there's something else extra. There's an extra down to go after that.
You keep going.
Only Irish people know about that one. We'll talk about that one later. There's a wee secret that Irish people have that we get through to the end. So I feel Irish music is structured in 3 ways. There's 3 categories to Irish music. You're either crying,
You're crying, okay.
you're dancing,
or
you're singing.
you're singing. True.
That's it, isn't there?
That's the only state to be in as an Irish person, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which one are you feeling right now?
I'm somewhere in between dancing and singing, I think, you know.
But
we're at quite a height here, actually. I think if I dance, I might.
That's why we brought up all the drinks here, by the way.
Yeah.
So I've done a playlist, which I've put in some songs, and I want you to interject with your songs, and we're going to build the greatest Irish playlist of all time. And I think all the American listeners should go and put this playlist together. I'm going to make it publicly available so people can go and listen to it. Listen to it in the way that we're going to listen to it.
We're going
have
to
a few
listen to
pints.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Listen to it.
We've got cans Guinness as well. Fucking cans Guinness are shite.
They are shite, yeah. But I mean, like, I feel like Guinness is more, you know, I don't know. If you have it in the Guinness glass, you know, and you have it.
Do you know the thing
you're
about
kind
the
of
Guinness
halfway
glass,
there.
though? Do you know the thing about these glasses?
Yeah.
So cans of
fake.
Guinness. No.
Mr.
Here.
Ling.
Mr. Ling, the Guinness jersey though. I've got a guy in China that buys me football jerseys. He doesn't buy me them, he makes me them. He doesn't make me them, his children make me them for 50 cents a week. But anyway, this is a 2002 Ireland jersey, Robbie Keane. What jersey are you wearing, by the way? You have to tell people.
Yeah, this is the 1994 Sligo Rovers FAI Cup winning jersey. So
that was the most Irish sentence anyone has ever said.
The original Sligo Rovers crest there. This is before the heyday now of Sligo Rovers, but this is
Because all the Americans going to be going, that wasn't quite
event.
the heyday of Sligo Rovers. That was a little bit before that. Sligo was a town in the west of Ireland, which will pop up later in the podcast if you keep an eye out for it.
Important town.
Right. What's I going to say? I'm going to cut this bit.
We're going to talk a little bit about our three forms of Irishisms.
But there was something else I want to say. Oh yeah, Guinness glasses. I want to do that.
Yes.
So, do you know how Guinness glasses, cans of Guinness are sold in 450 milliliters?
Yeah.
You know this?
Yeah.
And the glasses, if you buy them from a legal source, are 450 mils. But if you have a glass like this, when you pour your pint glass, you wonder, but there's a lot of that pint not filled up. Do you know why? Because nobody ever buys a Guinness glass. Where do you get your Guinness glass from?
They steal it from a pub.
You take it from the pub.
Steal it from a pub.
Oh, that's why when you pour the pint into the can, it never fills to the top.
I can see the black sheep printed on the bottom of this one, actually.
Don't say that, man. They've booked me.
Have you ever watched Reeling in the Ears?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
Reeling in the Ears. It's like a...
Is that not the sports show? No.
It has a sports element, but it's a staple like down south. It's like... So like at 6:30 after the 6-1 news, and it's 6-1 because it's 1 minute past 6. Because do you know what happens at 6 o'clock?
I have no idea.
The Angelus plays on the
The what?
The Angelus.
What's the Angelus?
You don't know the Angelus? Jesus. The Angelus is like at like, you know, when like the bells like ring from like a church at like 6 o'clock.
Sorry, I'm Protestant.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But like it like the bells ring in the church and you're meant to like reflect on the day.
But you only do it for 1 minute.
You only do it for 1 minute. And like the national news in Ireland runs 1 minute past 6 o'clock.
So what happens from 6 to 6:01 on the TV?
It's like stock images of like a woman like churning butter.
Absolutely,
like,
fuck off. No, it's not.
No, 100% it is. 100% it is.
Not
it's like farmers milking cows and shoveling hay. 100%.
You're bugging me off my own podcast.
And do you know what the sound that happens during this? Just dum. Dum.
Man, you're fucking away.
Dum.
Does this still happen?
Still happens. And everyone
6 o'clock.
6-1? Yeah, 6 o'clock, yeah.
6 to 6:01, RTE.
RTE, the 6-1 news. It's called the 6-1 news. The main news in Ireland is the 6-1 news.
I feel like you're fucking me and you know I can't.
I'm 100% not fucking with you. Google it now at home and see if Gareth is wrong. But no, this is definitely true. So if you talk to any person down south, like, were you watching 6-1 news? They'll be like, yeah. That's what.
Can I just actually tell a really great story as well? Because when you're saying about Arthur's Day in Dublin, do you remember the year that Ireland accidentally legalised all Class A drugs for like 12 hours?
Yeah.
Man, I'm just like, cause I remember seeing the videos of that. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a true story. It was like 2014 or something.
I was in school, so I think it was like 2012, 2015.
Might be about that then, yeah. So basically, I think there was a loophole in the Irish legislation that meant that whatever the new drug laws came in, there was a 12-hour overlap that they didn't account for. So technically for 12 hours, all Class A drugs were legal in Ireland, but just like to supply and to take for 12 hours. Yeah. So people all went to Dublin going, fuck. Yeah. But people died. It was like a massive party in the streets and people died.
People died. Vice did an article on it, like a really good article on it. They went to Dublin and they were like, someone was like, I guess Vice have like a sixth sense for this type of shit. They're like, the city of Dublin has legalised all drugs. Like,
you didn't need a sixth sense for that. To be fair, my mates knew about it. I had mates that went down. I never went down myself.
But they just flew out there and they were like taking photos of like the night and everything. And it was like just people like off their heads, like just loving life.
That is so Irish as well to just accidentally legalise drugs for 12 hours and forget about it.
And did you see when we had that gay marriage referendum that for a while we had to change the legislation or the wording of it because under Irish law, like the Irish translation takes precedence over the English.
Yeah.
And the Irish translation accidentally would have outlawed straight marriages.
Yeah.
So it would have, if it passed, then it would have been then only gay people can get married. It would have gone from one extreme to the other. Like.
Fair play to you, lads.
Yeah, fair play
your boots, yeah. So only gay people should get married. Man.
Yeah, fuck it.
They're doing a much better job than we are.
We've had loads of fucking time to get married. Like, let them fucking
let's
have
be
a go
honest,
at it.
made a bollocks of it.
I know, yeah. Made a bollocks of it, yeah. But so then they had to rush to change it, but yeah.
Right, we have to get into music at some point, man. I'm going to have a lot of editing doing this podcast, right? So we're going to take you on a journey. We're going to do our genuine Irish person's playlist, especially from two Irish people that are already quite drunk, and we're going to go through it. Now, if I have a playlist on Paddy's Day, I want to be hitting the face when I start. I want to go straight into a banger because you don't want to start soft.
No.
You know, everyone's
no,
ready.
no,
We're going to
no.
pretend it's 6 o'clock, right? It's 6 o'clock in the evening. Everyone's had a few pints in them already. They've had their conversation. They're ready for their Paddy's Day tunes. You need hit in the face.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you agree with me here, but I've put in the Irish Rover as the first hit. Because it's not too big that you need to save it for later.
Yeah.
But it's big enough.
It's big enough.
You can stick it in
Gets you going.
Now, for anyone that doesn't know the Irish Rover, like most songs in this list, it's by the Pogues or the Dubliners.
Yeah.
Every Irish song, to be honest, yeah. There's a version by the Pogues and the Dubliners, and Ronan Keating's probably done a lash at it as well. Yeah. The Irish Rover, probably should have researched this, but it tells the story of a boat that goes from Cork to New York, and then on the way, 1806, yeah. Well done. And on the way, it's a storm, and then, do you know what I love most about the song is there is a radio edit and a bad edit, like it's not explicit, but there's an edit that's, how do you say it? It's not explicit because there's no swear words in it, but the edit is basically at the very, very end of the song when he's telling the story. He says the crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where it says the old dog was drowned.
Yeah.
And they've edited that to make sure the dog doesn't drown and he survives, because that's more upsetting.
What did they say? The old dog was found? Found. Oh, of course.
Yeah. So this is the Irish Rover. I don't know if this is going to be really loud for them.
Also, Sligo mentioned in this song, by the way.
Is it?
1 million bags of best Sligo rags, yeah.
Fuck. So this is the... That's the Dubliners.
That's the Dubliners.
That's not Shane McGowan, that's the Dubliners.
No, that's both of them. So first it was Shane McGowan and then it's the Dubliners.
But that's your man. That's not Shane McGowan. That's Ronnie Drew, yeah. Now that's the kind of song when I hear that I go, yeah, we're away.
Yeah.
We're away.
Yeah,
now that, if I'm going to go into my trio, that's a singing song.
Maybe
a bit of dancing.
Song.
Maybe moving and dancing.
It's more of a kind of like, you know, you're moving in your seat, like.
You think you're ready to fight there?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also,
but that's you're up and ready now.
You're up and ready.
Actually, I'd say that's more dancing. That's a dancer.
This is like you've been out the night before Paddy's Day, and then like you're sleeping in your mate's gaff, and you get waken up at like 11 a.m. to this song blaring, you know, and then you're like, oh shit, it's Paddy's Day, let's go downstairs. That's
one of the worst memories I've had. I've had very similar memories of. Do you know once, actually, I really need to stop telling stories in this, but I remember once when I was moving out of my old flat in Cardiff, I had left before all my I was the last one. All my flatmates had moved out and I was the last one for one night. And one of my flatmates was staying and she'd found replacement people for the flat, but she wasn't there.
Replacement people?
Yeah, like new people to take over the rooms. Not replacement people. Like, the way I said that made it sound like it was like cyborgs.
Did they have them in a vat or something ready to replace you?
Well, it was nearly as bad as that. So I said to her, listen, I'm moving out tomorrow. Tell them to come round tomorrow. No sweat at all. Bring them round. So I went, right. I was having a wee night out the night before the Irish community in Cardiff. And we're having a wee Irish night out.
And is there many Irish out there?
There's at least 2. So the both of us were out and we had a few drinks and we got back, and I remember waking up the day after, went to college, came back. I thought, I'll treat myself to a wee nap here, so I went for a wee nap on the sofa, and one of the lads she was bringing in to come into the flat was a member of the British Army.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
She had actually given him a key to the flat without telling me, and he was meant to move in the day after, but he let himself into the flat. And I woke up on the sofa. Swear to God, this is true. Swear on my cat's head. I woke up on the sofa and he was sitting in like a kitchen chair pulled up to the sofa in full British Army uniform and just looking at me. And I woke up and, like, I'm telling you, the worst nightmare of any Belfast man is to wake up and see a member of the British Army staring down at you. I remember waking up going, fuck, this is it. This is it. You found me. Take me, mate. Right, anyway. No more stories. Dirty Old Town I'm putting next. Now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Great one. I mean, like, it's actually about Manchester, or well, Salford. Salford, yeah, same thing. Yeah, but also the Old Trafford, I think, is technically in Salford, so Salford's Manchester. But
fair,
still,
earned its place.
Huh?
It deserves its place, doesn't it?
Absolutely, 100%.
This is one of the great Irish songs, I feel like.
Great Irish songs, absolutely. You know.
So that's Shane.
That's Shane McGowan, yeah.
Should we say who Shane McGowan is? People should know who Shane McGowan is, shouldn't they?
People should know who Shane McGowan is, you know.
My mum used to say if you didn't brush your teeth, you'd end up like Shane McGowan.
I think you'd have to do a bit more.
She put the fear.
I think you'd have to put a bit more effort in now to get.
But anyway, actually, God rest him. Shane only died in December there, didn't he? Just before Christmas, right enough, yeah.
Yeah, just before Christmas. Yeah.
Shane McGowan was the lead singer of the Pogues.
Yeah.
He was English as well, wasn't he? He was English born.
He was English
But
born.
we'll not hold that against him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, I heard that it was said a lot when he was died, but, you know, if Shane McGowan isn't Irish, then who is, you know?
Beautifully put. Beautifully put.
Exactly.
So, Dirty Old Town definitely warrants his place in the playlist.
100%.
No matter where you go in Ireland, you play the song.
No, there you go. I heard it last night in Ehrenfeld.
In Ehrenfeld?
Yeah.
There you are.
In the Hanging Gardens. If ever in Ehrenfeld, check it out.
Great pub to be fair.
Great bar.
I actually played a great session there once.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. This might offend some Irish people. I don't know. Should it?
This won't offend any Irish people. This will like piss off some Irish people to see like what has been taken away from us. You know.
Oh wow. So I don't know if everyone. I hope you can hear that. Actually, one of the few times where I'm going to promote America in this podcast, but this song was written by an American man.
I didn't even know that until
Steve Earle wrote the song. Sharon Shannon features on it, but Steve Earle wrote it.
Steve Earle.
And he's American. So it's called The Galway Girl.
You can kind of hear it. You can hear like
there's an American twang to that.
Yeah, you can hear that like that. The rhyming is a bit American, yeah.
No, there's the rhyming.
Yeah, like you know, like girl and Earl, like that's like an American, like you know.
To be fair,
it's like girl and you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say there.
Okay.
The last thing is it gets cancelled. Yeah, Steve Earle wrote the song, so it is American. And to be honest, I think it's fair to say it's most well known for one specific movie. I'm sure the Americans here are listening to this screaming at their TVs going. For my American listeners, you've all seen the film. You know what film it's from?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
No idea.
P.S. I love you.
P.S. Oh, thank you.
See, do you know what? That's the most Irish thing I've ever heard. You haven't even seen P.S. I Love You.
I don't like.
Oh, come on!
I've definitely
Jared Butler. Jared Butler's Irish accent. You haven't seen Jared Butler's Irish accent?
It's
the film where
like all these names are like P.S. I Love You. I've definitely heard that before. Jared Butler. That's definitely a man who's
Scottish.
But I don't. Oh yeah, okay.
No, P.S. I Love You is a film about it's an American couple. But her fellow is Irish, and he dies right. Spoiler, dies right at the start of the film. First 5 seconds, he's brown bread, dead.
Is that Jared Butler?
Right. Jared Butler, dead. Right.
Fucking hell,
and then he had this. Now that I describe this film out loud, it's clear how psychopathic it is. But what he does is he writes her a series of letters to be delivered after his death at certain intervals, and it says you should go to Ireland, you should visit my family, you should do this, you should do that, and then at the end there's the acceptance. So your woman, I think is it Amy McAdams?
Oh, this is this is familiar. Yeah, I've seen.
She pops off the Ireland.
I've seen this,
and then she gets the letters from his family, and she goes to the pub, and then when she goes to the pub,
yes,
Jared Butler's best
mate, man, and it's
like,
I need a taxi, and then like it's the same man.
Is that the same one? That might be another one. There's Leap Year as well. There's one called Leap Year. There's a lot of Irish American shite. Leap Year is the one where you can propose to your women can propose in
yeah.
There's another one, but anyway,
is that just an Irish thing, or is that outside of Ireland?
I think it's only Irish. Yeah, is it really Irish as well? Is Amy McAdams or is it Amy Adams?
I think it's Amy. Amy.
Is she in P.S. I Love You? Who's in P.S. I Love You? There it is.
There she is, the woman herself.
It's Hilary Swank, for fuck's sake.
Hilary Swank. Yeah, no,
it's Hilary Swank.
That Amy McAdams was the other one. Though, that I was thinking of.
Right, so Hilary Swank, anyway, she goes to Ireland and she gets all her letters, and then Jared Butler used to play in this pub, and he's not playing in the pub anymore, obviously, because he's dead.
He's dead.
But his mate's playing, and he's playing that song, and then she rides him.
I was just about to say, does she fuck his mate?
Aye, and then he writes her a letter saying, "Listen,
I know that you fuck my mate. I'm
coming after you." He writes her a letter saying, like, "Oh, you should get over me and you should move on." Basically going, "I know you read him, but I'll leave you at him." That's the least romantic way anyone's ever described P.S. I Love You. It is a beautiful movie. It's beautiful. It's nice. But anyway, Galway Girl, safe to say, Irish people gets Irish people turned.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's more of a crime one. I think it's more of a
you think we're into crying already?
I think Galway Girl's a crime one.
No,
because he lost his heart to a Galway girl, you know.
He was only human.
Yeah.
No,
but I mean, shout out to Sharon Shannon though, great musician.
I don't know. I feel like it's a singing one. I think it's a party tune.
Yeah, I don't know though.
Well, the next one is Let's move on anyway, because
When I woke up, I was all alone on the day with a broken heart and a
ticket home.
ticket home. Seems a bit...
Right, well, the Wild Rover we know.
Yeah. This is a great one because you can do the clap. You can do the clap to it, you know? You're like...
There's nothing better than a clap in a song, is there?
Nothing better.
So
And you can stomp the feet and everything. Here we go, look, this. Great. Imagine a whole pub doing that. It's fantastic.
the whole pub does do that one as well. Now, the story of the Wild Rover, if I'm not mistaken, it is just a lad that gets pissed all the time, isn't it? And he brings it back home.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
He's
Like
just
he
blocked,
goes to the bar and he tries to get beer for free, and the landlady's like, no. And then
We've all been there, to be fair.
yeah.
Beautiful song. I'd put that in early because
Fantastic.
I know you could put it in the end, but I feel like you want to keep the momentum going.
You want to keep the momentum going, and like, do you know, like,
If I hear this is the fourth tune of a night out, I'm buzzed.
And
I'm
do you know-
going, do you know what? Give me
Yeah.
some of that homemade
yeah.
schnapps.
And maybe this is a bit too much. And I think in between, what I would go for is, do you know the song "Water Is Alright in Tay"?
You're going to have to play it for me, right? It's on Spotify. That sounds like something that's not on Spotify.
It's on Spotify, so it's like, it's a great song. Look,
There you are.
look,
The
look-
Clancy Brothers.
the
All right.
Clancy Brothers, right? The Clancy
I'm
Brothers.
going to start
as well
playing
are
this. Do you want to tell us
fucking
about the
iconic.
song?
The French drink wine, the English tea. The Yankee gulps his hot black coffee. The child drinks milk 9 times a day. And this is the best bit here now. When the Irishman comes in.
This is the best
Your
bit.
wine and keep your tea. Curse on him who gives me coffee. I love porter if I may.
I do love porter.
Yeah, I do love it.
That is great.
Fantastic. Like water is alright in tea for fishing things that swim in rivers, and like it just keeps going in, like, you know, like poets, whatever, like.
Do you know what I love? The poetry around Irish people about just appreciating the drink.
Yeah.
We're not shameful of it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen your man talking about no one loves the plop of a whiskey in a glass
Yeah,
as much as
John
I
B.
do?
Keane.
Is that who it is?
John
yeah.
B. Keane, yeah. Rider of the Field. That's a great film as well, if
Very
anyone
powerful.
wants to see it.
Very knowledgeable man.
Tell
I
me.
love that album cover as well. I'll put that in. Will I put that in? My
Yeah,
editing team will
it's a
put that
great-
in.
it's a great album cover.
Irish drinking songs.
Yeah.
Clancy Brothers, classic
good.
band as well.
Classic brand.
I think we'll put
yeah.
them up with the Pogues and the Dubliners. Standard.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Irish music. Stick to them three.
And they were out in America as well, doing business with Bob Dylan and everything on the
because
Lower
Mike
East
Dylan,
Side in New York. I think they had more than a few, yeah. But they have a great,
That's a belter.
yeah.
Water is alright in Tay, then there you are.
Yeah.
That'll be going into the playlist.
And
Shit.
just great one as well, like, you know, the lyrics as well, like it says later on, like, you know, like, you know, the poet and the beggar to the fella in the corner thinking, if they'd money enough to spend, it's pints of porter they'd be drinking. Like,
Can we just
know,
say, actually, we should clarify what porter is?
porter, yeah, that's a what is it to define really? It's a black beer basically. I don't know what the specifics
Well,
are.
Guinness is
I've
porter.
never done the Guinness experience in London really, so I
never done-
Dublin, same thing.
You've never done the Guinness Storehouse?
Never done the storehouse.
Do you want to hear a great story about the Guinness Storehouse? Do you want me to tell you my favourite
Yeah.
story about the Guinness Storehouse?
Yeah.
So the Guinness Storehouse, for I'm sure all the Americans listen know what the Guinness Storehouse is. They go to it more than we do.
Yeah.
It's the Guinness factory in Dublin, and it's shaped like a pint glass. So it's shaped like that, and then the
Yeah.
sky bar at the top is like the head of the pint.
Mm.
Lovely, right? So you go in, you see your oats, you see your barley, dog shit, right? Get past all that. You want to get to the top for the pint. You want to get straight up, all right? Pay your €15. I think it's 18 now. Get straight up. So I brought my ex-girlfriend to this, and she was French. We got the bus down from Belfast for the day. And you go up, now your €15, your €18 includes your pint at the Sky Bar. You have two options. Either you pour your own pint and get your certificate, or you go up to the Sky Bar and get them to pour the freshest pint of Guinness in Ireland for you. And I went, listen, don't need to pour my own
The
pint.
top of the sky bar.
The Sky Bar is at the top. Now you can go, if you're pouring your own pint, it's in the middle.
Okay.
But you get your wee certificate.
Okay.
But that's your free pint. You don't get 2 free pints, you get 1. So I went, no, fuck that, we don't need to pour it. Let the experts do it. So we went up to the top. Great day, lovely. 2 lovely pints, beautifully poured. Even told us how to drink it. He said you have to drink it back and suck the Guinness through the head. Don't, grow up.
Yeah.
Right, grow
yeah,
up.
yeah.
You're better than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look out as you're drinking
Yeah.
it,
Just look out into the distance.
and you're looking at is it the Wicklow Mountains you'd be seeing up there?
I did probably the Dublin Mountains in Dublin, but yeah.
It's just a thing as the Dublin Mountains.
Well, the Dublin Mountains is the Wicklow Mountains, but the only difference is the Dublin Mountains are in Dublin and the Wicklow Mountains are in Wicklow. But it is the same.
It's Wicklow not in... It's basically Dublin, huh?
Why not? Fuck it, yeah. Wicklow's Dublin there. You fucking angered all of Wicklow's going to be after you now, I'm telling you what.
Not very popular podcast in Wicklow. Anyway, so you're pulling it through, but my ex-girlfriend at the time wasn't a beer drinker. So she said, I'm not even going to drink that.
Ex-girlfriend at the time? What did you know?
We had a breakup. Well, here, we nearly fucking did. So I took her up to the top of the thing. Right, 2 pints. She went, Gareth, you can drink that pint. I went, well, here. Music to my ears. 2 pints of Guinness. Yeah. Here. 2 are better than 1.
Double the mental.
So we sat down. Beautiful. The indiscriminate mountains were out in front of us. I had 2 of the freshest pints in the whole of Ireland. Heaven, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I was happy enough. But we'd made the day trip, and she was like, fucking a bit hungry. Have you got some of that food in your bag? And I'm like, yeah, I got some food. So I brought it out. And I bought bourbon creams. You know the biscuit of bourbon cream?
Yeah.
Do you get that down south, or is that a
we do
British
like
thing?
the long,
like a custard cream, but
yeah, but they're chocolate. Yeah.
Anyway, she
but
got.
We just call them bourbons, not bourbon creams.
They might just be called bourbons in general. To be honest, I might have fucked that up.
Okay.
Anyway, I gave her a packet of them.
Check that out.
And I turned around. I swear to God, this is true. I was looking out to the mountain with my first pint of Guinness, my first half, my first 45 minutes. I was drinking it, and I saw her to the left take a bourbon and scoop the foam off the other Guinness and put it in her mouth.
No way.
And
Like unprompted, she just did it naturally.
What the fuck are you doing? And she went, what? I was like, why are you scooping the Guinness? Like, why are you scooping the cream off the Guinness? And she went, because it looks nice. And I was like, that's the freshest pint in the whole of Ireland, and you're scooping it off. And she went, yeah, I don't see the problem. It's just a drink. And I was like, that's me going to Paris and taking a beef bourguignon and just getting a bit of Guinness and going, there you are.
Yeah,
have
that.
She didn't get it. I didn't speak to her the rest of the day.
Is this why she's your ex-girlfriend now, is it?
She was my ex-girlfriend at the time. Even before she dipped it in, I was like, we're done.
My ex-girlfriend at the time.
There you are. Right, can I say
terrible.
Next song, by the way.
Yeah.
This has got a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I have 2 things to say about this. First of all, Tell Me Man, party tune. This
Party
version in particular,
fantastic.
It's by a band called Sham Rock. So I attach it here.
I never got that actually, Shamrock. I thought it was a sham, like as in like, well, sham.
No, Sham Rock.
Okay.
It's Shamrock.
I get it now.
Now, Tell Me Man, can I say, by the way, I heard a version recently. I think it's a hate crime against Northern Irish people. They had changed the lyrics to, she is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Dublin City. And the lyrics are obviously, Belfast. She is the belle of Belfast City. That's the whole fucking point.
It'd be the dub of Dublin City then, you know?
And nobody wants to be a dub, but you want to be a belle.
You want to be a belle of Belfast City anyways, yeah, that's for sure.
Would that get you going down south?
That'd get us going, yeah, 100%.
That still makes it playlist?
You know, I heard it was actually about West Belfast as well, so of course we get down south.
That's about the definition.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but that would get you. That'd be. I mean, like, I think the traditional version would be more popular than the Shamrock version. You know.
How dare you?
You know, but
that is a great version.
But I have a feeling that this Shamrock version is going to slowly take over.
TikTok famous.
It's gonna take over, and as it should, honestly.
Now, this is where my playlist is taking a little bit of a turn.
Yeah.
We've had our fun. We've had our 6 songs now. Yeah. 5 songs. Now, Americans will be listening to this going, your man's American.
Yeah.
But your man's not American.
No.
Van the man.
Van the man.
Not... This is where we have to clarify this. So, Irish people don't just listen to Irish folk music. To be honest, a lot of the time I don't listen to Irish folk music. But we do like Irish pop music. Yeah. Is it fair to call Van Morrison pop music? That's probably not fair.
Yeah,
you call me a dangerous man for that.
Yeah.
Van Morrison's lost his fucking mind, by the way. Yeah. But I feel like
maybe top 3 Irish artists of all time. Van Morrison, maybe.
Who's the other 2?
I don't know. I just made that. You know, it's like the filters on TikTok with like footballers and you rank 10. Like I was just like Van Morrison. Blind
and then
rank.
You seen the others and you went, fuck, Ronan Keating's in there. Shit. I've overshot this.
Mickey Joe Hart's come up here now. What am I gonna do? I don't know.
Van Morrison, top 3 Irish artists of all time, genuinely. In with a shout.
In with a shout.
100%.
In with a shout.
To be fair, great artist.
Underrated. I think.
Chronic Art's great song.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of other hits as well.
Yeah.
People shit on Van Morrison. Great.
Yeah. Even some of his newer albums were very good.
He had an anti-lockdown song.
Yeah, I love
He had
that
a
one.
few anti-lockdown songs.
Love that one, yeah.
Robin Swan's a very dangerous man. Robin Swan.
Is that how he talked?
Yeah, I can do the accent. I used to be able to do the accent. Yeah, Brown Eyed Girl goes into the playlist. For me, that's a cert. In Belfast, that's a cert. Paddy's Day is not Paddy's Day without that song.
Really?
That is a cert.
I think it's... I would probably say, yeah, quintessentially Irish, but I can't say I've ever heard it in Paddy's Day.
Seriously.
I can't say I've ever heard it in Paddy's Day. Brown Eyed Girl, no.
But would it be in your ideal Paddy's Day playlist?
Oh yeah, of course it would. Of course it would. Of course.
So now we're taking
Van
a wee bit of a turn.
Is his name actually Van?
Yeah, Van the Man.
Like he was christened Van.
He was christened Van the Man, but people just call him Van.
Oh, okay.
No, he is. Is it Ivan? I bet you it's Ivan. No. Van Morrison.
Sir George
Ivan Morrison. Fucking
God.
right.
There you go.
Suck it up. There he is.
Go.
Robin Swan's a very dangerous man. The Belfast Lion, the Belfast Cowboy.
Apparently,
Robin Swan's a very dangerous man.
Apparently he's a bollocks to work with, that he's like just fired every single band member that's
He has,
been in
yeah.
his band.
Yeah.
Like,
Every
all
time, yeah. Man, he's a wank. Okay. Anything to interject here before we move on? Because I'm going to get to this one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like listen Varna as Christy Moore songs go. Like, I think I listened to Christy Moore.
Right. I'm not Christy Moore literate.
Yeah.
Can you tell the listeners about Christy Moore?
Like, so Christy Moore is like this Irish singer-songwriter that's like, I mean, that's, I don't know, I think probably, I think he's maybe top 5.
He's got to be as close to Jesus as we get in Ireland.
I think he is. Like, he's just fantastic. Like, he's a great all-around performer, like performing live. He's fantastic. Raging alcoholic in his youth.
Yeah.
My old lad used to serve him in the Blue Lagoon in Sligo.
Seriously?
Yeah, he said he would just be there like paralytic, like, but still like with the like supernatural ability to order like shots of Jameson or whatever. But also in the Blue Lagoon in Sligo, you too. Someone told me this now. It's gonna be total bollocks.
What's the Blue Lagoon? Is that a bar?
It's the bar, yeah.
Right.
It's where my outlet's having his 60th birthday next week. All welcome. Well, not all. Oh no, welcome.
Is he having his the whole of North America and Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
is it on Paddy's Day, your dad's birthday?
No, it's a few days. I don't reveal my dad's birthday in case
it'll be out by the time it's out.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about people.
I
the
don't
Flute
know.
community.
You never
know.
know.
Your dad's birthday.
You never know. The mustache came in good there as like kind of like splash.
So anyway, sorry. Go ahead with Christy Moore. Your dad served him in the pub in the Blue Lagoon in Sligo.
Yeah, Christy Moore, like great singer.
How would you describe Christy Moore? Because I don't think he's as big in America, is he?
I wouldn't imagine so.
Like he's Irish for the Irish. Like he's Mr. Ireland.
Yes, he's Irish for the Irish. He is Mr. Ireland, and like he's great songs. Like a lot of like nice ones about he even touches on history a little bit. What Viva la Quinta Brigada? Have you ever heard that?
I don't know.
About the Spanish Civil War, honouring the Irishmen that fought down there. Yeah, very good. And but he also has lots of little fun songs, about like him and his mates going to I'm not sure it's him and his mates, but it's a song about some people going to Amsterdam.
We listened to this before you did the podcast.
Yeah.
Fucking great song.
Yeah. It was the first and only time I've heard vibrators referred to as fanny ticklers. And I haven't heard it since, but every time I hear that, it's fantastic.
Is it one of those things you're really hoping you can wedge into a conversation at some point in your life?
Yeah.
Just get the word fanny tickler in at some point.
Yeah.
Man, this is International Women's Day. We need to have more respect.
That's actually the only reason why I'm here, is because I wanted to say fanny ticklers.
Right, cheer.
Yeah, but Christy Moore, great. He's like some great songs like that.
Yeah, like Christy Moore, I feel like is the one for Irish people.
Yeah,
like Christy Moore is it.
Yeah,
but again, divided opinion, maybe.
I don't know. Like, so he's a bad reputation with some people. Some people don't like him because he doesn't give a flying fuck at his concerts, right? So like, I was at his concert in Vicar Street like a year ago, and like he was just playing away, and he just stopped dead in his tracks, and he just stood up in the middle of a song, looked up to the balcony and said, I don't know if you can hear me, but by fuck I can hear you. And then the crowd's like, whoa, and then he said, so shut the fuck up, turn around, get out and get your refund and fuck off.
They weren't getting a refund either, were they?
I don't know. I don't know. I think if the artist tells you to fuck off mid
would you? In Ireland, I don't think so.
No, I think you would. You would be so like, it's a society driven by shame. So like you're just being shamed by fucking Christy Moore. in the middle of Vicar Street. Like, you're going to be walking home with the tail between your legs. I don't think you're not going to be cheeky enough to get the refund.
You wouldn't ask for a refund at that point, would you?
You wouldn't.
Well, I don't know much about Christy Moore, to be honest, but I feel like List and Varna is maybe the most accessible tune to get into.
Yeah.
Bit of a drinking tune, bit of a party tune.
Before I got really into Christy Moore, I think all I knew was List and Varna. I thought, yeah, it's like good. Like, it's like, ooh, you know, List and Varna, like, it's nice.
Tune.
Yeah, it's a tune, yeah. But it's it's definitely a good stepping stone into...
I feel like that's also the one that even up north, we get that one. We know List and Varna. Because Christy Moore, can I say, by the way, Catholic. Only Catholics listen to Christy Moore.
Yeah.
Protestants don't listen to Christy Moore.
Yeah, I imagined it so.
My grandmother would burn if she listened to Christy Moore.
As I said, he's
burning now.
He's giving Catholic. He's giving Catholic Christy Moore, definitely.
But a great song. So listen, Varna, he makes a joke at the start, which we've only discovered. Varna.
Yeah.
We've only discovered was a joke. Well, I only discovered it was a joke about 10 minutes ago, but
yeah.
He says he writes the song for Eurovision. By the way, I'm not going to get through this episode without mentioning Eurovision. Is it now the time? Yeah, I'm going to mention Eurovision.
Yeah. There he is. And if there's just before we go to that, a little Christy Moore nugget there. He didn't write this song. He heard this song in a petrol station somewhere, written by someone else. I think it was written by Seamus Moore, but it's called My Little Honda 50. And it's a song just about his little Honda 50, and she's rapid and she's nifty.
Lovely.
And she'll get you away from the Garda any day.
Lovely. Fantastic. The Garda are the Irish police, by the way.
They are, yes.
No, we need to move on. We can't spend all day on this. Next song I have on my list, Whiskey in the Jar. Not a lot of versions of Whiskey in the Jar. I will accept all of them apart from the Metallica version. Yeah, I do not accept Metallica as a legitimate artist for Whiskey in the Jar. Metallica had some great albums, great band.
Would the Yanks watching now not be raging at you there for that comment? Fuck them.
Do you know what? Honestly,
I heard that they were your bread and butter.
See
if
you only know Whiskey in the Jar from Metallica, you're part of the problem. You are the problem.
Jesus.
Because I feel like even in Ireland, if you say, "Oh, I only know the Thin Lizzy version," you're looked at like, "Oh, really?" Like the Thin Lizzy version is the shite version for most Irish people. It's not the authentic one.
I think the Metallica version is great, and I think you should all come to Ireland and spend all your money in Dublin on our lovely hotels, our lovely little pubs.
Maybe they should sponsor podcasts.
Maybe
sponsor
some
Irish podcasts.
Yeah. And if you want to come down to Sligo as well, there's a great football club down there. You can go to the showgrounds, get your curry chips at halftime. It'll be great.
And on the Irish Cup in 1994.
Yes.
Whiskey in the Jar, classic song. Thin Lizzy. What more can we say about Thin Lizzy?
What more can you say about Thin Lizzy? I think
one of the greatest Irish bands of all time. Talking about great Irish bands, our top three has probably changed a lot. It's going to change a lot as we get further down this list. But Thin Lizzy, as we're moving away from the traditional stuff, Thin Lizzy always a hit.
I think if we're continuing the blind ranking, I think we're going to have to give them number 2. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
We're not giving U2 number 1, are we?
No, not a chance.
U2 aren't even on my list. So Thin Lizzy, by the way, lead singer Phil Lynott. A lot of people don't know they're Irish because obviously Phil Lynott being black, it was quite rare to be black and Irish. Yeah. Famously said, black and Irish, what does it feel like to be black and Irish? Like a pint of Guinness. Phil Lynott said that, by the way. I didn't say that. It's not me. It's not a hate crime.
I don't know. I heard him say it there.
So Thin Lizzy deserve their place. Better songs from Thin Lizzy, I think, but Whiskey in the Jar is a big hitter for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, The Boys Are Back in Town is the hit, like, you know. And you always see that fucking meme on the internet of people saying like, "Oh, why is there only one song about the boys being back in town?" It's because they made one and that was it. It was good enough. Why would you want to make another one? The Boys Are Back in Town. That's it. Done. Job done. Like, you know.
You couldn't have said it better. Yeah. Now, we're obviously moving very clearly away from Irish folk music. The next one is taken into a direction which I think is underappreciated. Irish pop music is so fucking good. Yeah. People don't appreciate how good Irish pop music is. So for the day that's in it, I'm going to start my Irish pop music thing with, is it fair to say Ireland's answer to the Spice Girls?
Yes, I think it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah.
They're a band called Bewitched. Now, they're not spelled B-E. It's B*Witched. Yeah. They were huge back in the day. They were absolutely huge. They were famous for wearing double denim. So denim jackets, denim
as was the style of the time.
I don't know if it was. I think it was just Bewitched that did that.
Yeah. What about the iconic Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake?
Okay, fair enough. But they saw Bewitched first. And then they copied them.
Much like the Spice Girls. You know, Spice Girls were actually Britain's answer to Bewitched. Yeah.
By the way, can I say, so the big song by Bewitched is a song. This is there's nowhere in Ireland you would play this song that people wouldn't go mad for it.
Yeah.
This is one of the most famous Irish songs of all time. It's got Irish dancing in it. It's got Irish flute in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the title's in French.
Yeah. Yeah. Why
which is
not?
exactly what we need.
Why not?
And the very first. Do you know what the very first words to Bewitched, "C'est la vie" are before they start singing?
Hey boy sitting in a tree?
No, before that.
No?
The lead singer, I think it's Kiwi Lynch. She says at the very start, she says a phrase.
A phrase? I'm not sure what it is. What is it? Let's see.
Some people say I look like my dad.
Some people say I look like me dad. And then they go, I want to hear that again. It's so good, man.
Why, like?
Some people say I look like my dad.
Are you serious?
I'd love to be in the studio and this is getting cooked up, like. Honestly, how do we not see the Celtic Tiger coming with this chick on that night? We were fucking on it, like. We were fucking on a roll.
We were having too much fun.
Yeah.
Ireland was getting carried away. Ireland lost a run of itself when this came out.
Yeah.
So C'est la vie, the greatest Irish song of all time, maybe?
I'm not sure. I think it maybe is one. It's up there with the one that fills you with the most joy. You know,
if you go to any Irish person, if you know an Irish person in your life, go to them and say you will, say you won't, say you do what I don't, say you're true, say to me,
C'est la vie.
there you are. There you
go.
Beautiful. Bewitched, C'est la vie. One of the great songs.
That's on the citizenship.
They actually had a song.
Citizenship test as well. You have to finish. Yeah.
I actually heard it. They have a new song out called Guinness and Champagne, or Champagne and Guinness.
Champagne and Guinness.
Yeah, it's shite. Bewitched lost their magic.
I haven't
in
heard
1999.
I haven't.
They're still
heard
making
much
music.
of them
They
after
probably
that.
should have stopped. Right now, Irish pop music. We're going to continue this. The most important thing, I think, the most culturally significant thing Ireland has ever done for the world after Ryanair is pop bands and boy bands specifically. Ireland has a rich tapestry
history,
of boy bands. We did boy bands before anyone else was doing boy bands.
Yeah, literally.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, they're all right.
Who were they?
Don't get me wrong,
ultimately?
but they're not what we did.
They're not what
We had two boy bands fighting like tooth and nail the title of greatest boy band in the world.
They were conquering the world. It
They
was
really were.
It was like the Portuguese and the Spanish back in the day. Like, you know, they just
Man,
drew a line in there.
I
Like,
genuinely
this is
think-
Boyzone land. This is Westlife land.
There we are. Genuinely. And you were one or the other. So Boyzone and Westlife were the two massive. They were fucking huge.
Huge.
Like, I can't say how big Boyzone and Westlife were.
Massive.
Were you Boyzone or Westlife? You are one of the two. Let's be honest.
Westlife.
Yeah,
I have to
myself.
Westlife.
No. Well, you had to say that because I only found out about an hour before this podcast. Westlife are called Westlife because
They're from the west. They're from the west of Ireland. They're from Sligo.
They're from Sligo. Yeah. What did your man say? Mark said his dream girl is the looks of Brittany, but the attitude.
That's like the sexiness of Britney Spears. The sexiness of Britney Spears mixed with
the personality. I
no,
think.
with Mariah Carey, and then the personality of some of my mates back home in Sligo.
You.
Me, yeah, it could be me, yeah. I've never.
So Westlife were. I'm going to start with Westlife. Westlife were huge, and they had a lot of hits. A lot of them covers.
A lot of them covers.
I think their biggest hit. I didn't know Uptown Girl was not a Westlife song until
Yeah,
I was probably
neither,
about 25.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Apparently, some guy called Billy something sang it first.
Yeah, I thought fucking Shane Final and Keane Egan just came up with this shit, like, but who knew it was actually
Westlife are so fucking good, man. Westlife are top 10 of all time.
amazing.
So anyone listening that hasn't heard of Westlife, because they never really broke America, that was the whole thing.
Did they?
The first band to really break America was One Direction from here after the Beatles. It was Beatles and One Direction.
What do you mean from here?
Well, sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this. The first
On St. Patrick's Day of all days, like, you just get
sorry,
miscountryed.
my Protestant showing.
Also, we're in Germany. What do you mean here?
Well, true. Uptown Girl was their big tune. Like, I have one specific song I love. When You're Looking Like That.
Oh yeah, so good. Yeah.
If there's ever a song that gets Irish people turned, it's that.
It's
That-
like they're like it's always mixed emotions for me because like I love these songs, but also I get flashbacks to being in like late bars in Sligo where they've just been playing these songs like every night for like 20 years.
This is like a 12, 15
12, 15 part, yeah, exactly.
which in Ireland is
The prime
late.
time. Yeah.
Bars are
And-
closing soon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like,
This is the kind of song where, like, you know, when this one comes on, after this song, you've got two more.
Yeah.
And if you don't find someone, you're going home alone.
Yeah.
You've got two more. This is your 3-song warning.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're looking like that, this is your chance to go and tell someone that they're looking like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't get them now, you're done.
You're done.
By the way, I've told my mother many times, who listens to this podcast, I think, that when I die, I want this to be played at my funeral, and she's never took me seriously.
Like,
because-
at what stage? Like
just the whole way through.
the whole way through.
On repeat.
Even when our Reverend
Yeah.
Timothy is like
Well, there's no.
giving a little speech or anything. No.
Oh, yeah,
Huh?
well, wouldn't be a reverend, would it?
Is that what they're called? Father John Misty.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Catholic priest.
Ah, that's good. Fair play to you.
But my grandmother's watching, so don't tell her.
Okay. No.
The origin of this came because New Year's Eve, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a friend's house for pre-drinks, and his internet went out, and he had a PlayStation 3, and on his PlayStation 3, he had one CD, and it was a single version of When You're Looking Like That with no B-side. It was burned. He burned it himself. So our pre-drinks were 2.5 hours with Buckfast, with When You're Looking Like That for 2.5 hours.
To be fair, if there's
And
a
since
song to
then-
go with Buckfast,
I'll tell you, 2.5 hours of listening to this on loop, never got old.
oh,
If
I
anything, it's
wondered.
increased my love for it.
Yeah, memories.
So Westlife, then we go to the other side, Boyzone.
The dark side, yeah.
Now, Boyzone, to be fair,
And these as Westlife are Westlife, Boyzone are Eastlife. These boys are from
they're
Dublin.
dubs.
They're dubs.
They're dubs.
You know?
Which, to
And
be
you can
honest,
and
for
you can
Irish
kind of
people,
tell.
wankers.
Yeah. Well, no, sorry, I didn't say that. Love the
Well,
dubs.
Keith Duffy sound.
They're
I like
great.
Keith Duffy.
Keith Duffy.
I like Keith Duffy, man.
Which one is he in now?
He's the sexy one. Well, they're all sexy. Well, no, Ronan's the sexy one, but
Oh yeah, Keith Duffy. Yeah.
he's the sexy one after Ronan.
I think he does like tire commercials now on local Dublin radio. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, I think he should also. So Boyzone, their famous band. There was Keith Duffy, Stephen Gately, Ronan Keaton, and the other two lads.
Shane
Lynch.
Shane Lynch.
Shane Lynch, by the way, his two sisters, twins in Bewitched.
Twins in Bewitched.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
there you are.
Twins in Bewitched.
Couldn't believe that. It
And
all
they
comes
were,
together.
They were his sisters.
They were his
And
sisters.
were they twins with him or each
No,
other?
they were twins with each other.
Okay.
I realised the way I worded that was really confusing. Yeah,
No, it's okay. I'm just kind of slow, you know.
Evie and something Lynch. Anyway, Boyzone.
Something. That's a nice name.
Boyzone, they were more of a slow song. Boyzone like a slow tune.
They were more like dancing and looking directly into the camera.
They were like, yeah, they would have done the white vest tops.
Yeah. Have you ever seen their iconic debut on the Late Late Show?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Where they had like
Look that up.
look it up.
Oh my god. The first time Boyzone ever appeared in the Late Late Show.
I think your man Shane Lynch was wearing like nothing but dungarees.
Genuinely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his nipples were covered.
Yeah.
It's Ireland,
Yeah.
hello.
And Gay Byrne was there.
And he was, no.
Gay by name, gay by nature.
So the big,
How could you not be with?
I think their most like upbeat song was Picture of You. Classic song.
Yeah.
But they're not well known for it.
Yeah.
This is the rare example of Boyzone being upbeat. They were mainly known for their ballads. Now, I forgot how good this song was. They have a song called No Matter What, and it shows how 90s it is because what happens at the very start, before the lyrics come in, I just want you to listen to this actually.
Yes.
Just embrace what happens
before
here.
we listen to that though. Before we listen to
Go.
that, could I go and take a piss?
And that's one of those cuts that was so seamless. Nobody knew what happened.
Yeah, but before
You look a lot lighter.
I feel a lot lighter. Yeah. It's all this Guinness, you know?
Guinness is lovely, man. Guinness is
It's
great.
lovely.
I'm mad for a pint of Guinness.
I love it. It's
That's
like
not a stereotype, is it? But you genuinely love Guinness.
I love Guinness, yeah.
Mantra. I do want, yeah. I want to play the start of this because the lyrics are beautiful to this song. They are beautiful, but it's what happens before the lyrics that's the real magic. Ronan Keaton at his best. Let me just embrace this. Do you reckon he had to record Chicka Cha Ha Ha once and they played it 3 times, or do you reckon they made him do it 3 times?
I'm just wondering like was he like just getting ready for like his time to come in and he just randomly started making those noises in there?
Oh,
like,
God, I hope
Ronan,
so. Oh,
Ronan,
God,
that's
I hope
genius.
so.
Keep that in there.
That, to be fair, that's got Ronan Keaton rhythm all over it.
Yeah.
No matter what they tell us. That is a great song.
It's a great song, and you didn't forget that it exists, and like
Irish people get turned to that.
yeah.
I'm going to skip ahead a wee bit now. So, pop songs are done. I just want to say one thing, by the way. So Ronan Keaton went solo after Boyzone.
Yeah.
And to be fair, probably better for it. First album was called Ronan, bit up his own hole. Yeah. But that's Ronan Keaton. Yeah. His second album was called Songs for My Mother, which started with the cover of Believe by Cher. Brilliant album. Every Mother's Day I bought my mum a Ronan Keaton CD. But when you say nothing at all, I feel like this is Ireland's answer to Hero by Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah. I agree.
You hear that straight away. Now, we're at the part of the night now where you've had a few drinks, you've had your crack, now you're ready to cry. You play this.
Yeah. It could be the end. It could be the end of your night, like, you know. This is going to make or break it. You're going to start crying and go home, or you're going to have a realization about your life, and you're going to move forward to a new era, you know.
It's a great song, isn't it?
This is what's so fascinating about it. Like they are actually quite great songs, all of them. But when you look at the heads on them, like they don't have the heads on the men of that, like, you know, like really good artists or whatever. You look at them, and like, that's so.
Ronan Keaton's a good looking man. Let's be fair to him.
Yeah, but look how spiky that hair. Like, what is that hairstyle like? You know, it's so corny almost, or something. I don't know.
That is.
And like the album is called Ronan. It's like, but it's good. But it's
that's
so
like
good.
That's like I'm calling Gareth. Going, yeah, fuck it. It's my album. No, I feel like that's the point where you can go. It's bedtime, lads.
Yeah.
Finish up your drinks.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Bouncers love that, don't they? Who was the first one to come up with that one?
That's a classic. I love it. Do you know what my other favourite one is? When they go, right, everybody home, and they walk through the bar, and when they walk to you go, right, that's no sweat, and then the minute they walk past, you go, right.
Yeah. It's like,
you can't go home, but you have to stay here. Yeah. That's great. That's comedy gold.
Yeah, they're like T-Rexes. Like it's like their vision is based on like, on like non-movement. Like if you move, then they're like, okay, that's fine. But then if you stay still again, it's like, oh, it's okay.
Escaping bounces is a big part of a night out in Ireland, to be fair.
Huge part. Like it's either like you can be tricky with them or you can make friends with them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You have 2 roads to go now.
Now, at this point, you could go home. But I feel like with an Irish night out, there's 2 songs you have to end with, in my opinion. 2 that absolutely have to be played no matter what. The first is Grace. I was telling the story there, which is a very typical thing when Irish bands. This is by the way, there's a band called the Wolf Tones, which couldn't be more Irish Republican if it tried. The Wolf Tones,
and they've tried. And they've tried.
The Wolf Tones are named after, isn't it Theobald Wolftone?
Yeah.
Who was like the first Irish independence activist, like the first real independence guy.
Not really the first real independence guy, but he was as part of one of the movements over many years. But like the big but like he was very much like, we're all in this together, you know, Protestants, Catholics.
He was a Protestant himself, I think.
He was a Protestant himself, yeah. Correct, yeah.
That'll help him.
These lads though,
these lads are not Protestant. The Wolftones are not Protestant.
They're definitely not Protestant.
The Wolftones play Belfast every year.
Few shorties in life. The Wolftones being Protestants, definitely not.
Paying taxes, death, and the Wolftones being prods. Well, they had a song called, to be fair, Grace. For anyone who doesn't know, Grace is like one of the big Irish tunes. Beautiful song. Yeah. You know the story about Grace, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the story about Grace?
Yeah. Well,
you can do it justice.
I think, like, you know, the best ones, if all the Americans out there, anyone else has been to, if they want to go to Kilmainham Jail, one of the big attractions in Dublin, it's a fantastic place. And there in Kilmainham Jail, this woman Grace was married to one of the leaders of the 1916 Easter Rising, which is like the American Revolution or whatever. You know, imagine the Irish George Washington got arrested by the English and Colonel Wansley or whoever the fuck was out there fighting them. But yeah, so it's a very lovely, sad story.
It is a beautiful song.
Yeah, about how Joseph Plunkett, one of the leaders, married his love Grace the night before that he was meant to be executed for hating the Brits too much. He flew too close to the sun. He hated the Brits too much, and he cost with his life But still, he married
ran
his
so he
love
could walk.
in Kilmainham jail before it.
It is beautiful. Let this moment linger. Take me out, dawn, and I will die. Beautiful song.
Beautiful song. And you can go to Kilmainham jail today and go to the chapel and stand right there where they stood. Powerful
Imagine getting
stuff.
married just before your fella's taken out to be.
Yeah, and like, no offense to the Americans out there, right? But we have this shit.
No,
like,
please offend Americans.
Like, honestly, like, we stack this shit up against Gareth Brooks, like, I got friends in low places. Doesn't compare, does it? Really?
It really doesn't. No.
Doesn't really compare. What gets played on 4?
Although to be fair, I only found out literally about a week ago that If Tomorrow Never Comes is not a Ronan Keating song. Apparently Gareth Brooks sang it first. Nobody told me. I thought Ronan Keating would have. In the video, he gets hit by the car in slow motion, and he goes, "If tomorrow never comes."
Tragedy.
Hit by the car. Gareth Brooks never did that. Couldn't afford him. And the last song, which
buying big hats.
even that start, right? As soon as an Irish person hears that, turnt.
Yeah, like,
Go on there, boys.
it's a fantastic one.
Famous Irish sports song.
Yeah.
But the Fields of
Famous
Athenry are... How do we describe the song, Fields of Athenry? Obviously very storytelling as well.
Very
Rebel
storytelling.
song. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, very storytelling and, like, you know, I don't know, you know, I think it's just a very, like, it encapsulates a lot of Irish
Sorry,
history,
can you keep
know.
telling the story of that, right? And I'm
Yeah.
just going to sit in the background and enjoy it.
Yeah, do, okay, yeah.
This for the videos.
Do, yeah.
And
go.
you tell it over that.
Go. You know, it's all about, it says great things about Irish history and what happened in the past when we had to, during the famine, we had to steal from Trevelyan. Now, Trevelyan, he was a bad Brit. I mean, most of them are bad, but this was a particularly bad Brit.
Opera.
Yeah, up the rat. And then this is a man now who's sitting in Australia. As many Irish were got sent to Australia for only trying to eat a bit of food. And he's thinking about the low fields of Athenry. And I hate this shit, this shit that you see now where like people sing shit in between.
Sinn Féin.
Yeah, exactly like that. I sing Fine Gael, not because I support them, just
IRA.
as a yeah, exactly. You know.
Oh, that's been right. Classic.
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 Absolute classic.
Now, before we go any further, do you have anything you want to add to this playlist?
I mean, like, I suppose it. Oh, no, this actually isn't the microphone. But I suppose what
You think you're in the Who?
I don't know. I was getting excited. Like, I think as like I think in like that genre of
Because
music.
I have to say, by the way, we're at the point of the night now. That's your last tune. In Ireland, that's your last one.
tune.
Right,
Yeah.
you don't have to go home. You do have to go out of here now.
Yeah.
You have to leave.
Yeah.
But
But
there is that secret thing we talked about at the start.
yeah.
There's a thing in Ireland. There is a thing called a phenomenon, if you will, called the lock-in.
Yeah.
Now, the lock-in special. I've only had one lock-in in my life.
But Gareth, what is a lock-in?
I'm a new man to a lock-in now. But a lock-in is where they say, right, everybody home, and then say, a couple of lads, oh, do you lads want to stay behind and square up your bill there? Don't go home yet. Just you owe me a few euro. Then the minute everyone else leaves, you bring down the shutters, you lock the doors, and then the drinks are suddenly not as expensive. You can have a cigarette inside if you fancy so.
Wow.
And then the music takes a wee bit of a turn.
Mm.
Now, how to describe what this music comes to?
It's real John Delaney hours, I think. That's
John Delaney might be watching, for fuck's
He
sake.
could be if
Sponsor
John,
the
if
podcast,
you're,
John.
if you're watching John, maybe
He's got a few quid, hasn't he?
yeah, maybe the gold bars in the safe are running out at this stage, but send a few out to Cullen here if you have any left over, man. Don't worry.
Fuck, right. So a lock-in is a big Irish tradition where at the end of the night you just locked into the pub. Does what it says in the
Yeah,
tin.
and it's because we've such short closing hours in
We actually
Ireland.
do.
We do,
Yeah,
know.
pubs close at like 1 a.m. maximum.
Yeah, max at the weekends and during the
You
week.
would never get a
Whereas-
pint after 1 o'clock in the morning in Ireland.
Yeah, so you have to lock the
Legally.
doors so the police can't get in. But
The police sometimes are in
the
there.
police
with
are
you.
already in there. They're the last to leave.
Lock-in.
I think with lock-in you have a certain sense of security, and I think you can get away.
The Brits can't get you now.
Yeah, you think you can get away with a bit more than you can. You can let yourself open a bit, and you can maybe some ideas that you have, you can let loose.
Which brings us to a subgenre of Irish music, which is not as well known in America, but rebel music.
Yeah.
Now, rebel music is the kind of songs that were written to protest against the British Army's involvement in Irish politics. Now, they vary. I think some people will call Grace a rebel song, for example. Some of them are quite covert.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit more open about their political ideas.
Definitely, yeah.
So the two I've picked, the first one by the Wolf, both of them by the Wolf Tones, Council Breeze. The first one I've picked is "Come Out You Black and Tans."
Yeah, and this one I think.
So, do you want to tell us what a black and tan is?
A black and tan is so after World War One in Ireland, they got a load of paramilitaries, basically ex what are they called? Ex-soldiers, veterans from World War One, and they gave them a uniform that had a black top and a tan trousers, and they just set them loose in Ireland and were like, do whatever you want there, John and John Bull and Francis whatever, and just kill as many Irish as you want. Do whatever you want. The whole country's yours.
That's actually true.
So they were the black. So they're the black.
They
and
actually
tans.
did. They were like a killing squad from Britain.
Yeah, they were just like. I know you're all traumatized from getting shelled by Germans for 2 weeks straight. Well, sorry, 2 years straight. Just take that out on Paddy and
Yeah,
Mary
they were a
there
private
and,
military. Like, they were outside the military and they just killed indiscriminately.
They just killed. They burned. They did everything terribly. So
the song, not that I had to Google the words to this. Did a fuck. The words to come out you black and tans. Come out and fight me like a man.
Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders.
Show them how the IRA made you run like hell away from the green and lovely fields of Killashandra.
And they did.
And they didn't all fucking.
And they did.
Yeah, attacking lads with spears. And the last song, by the way, this is a very lockdown. This is a very lock-in song. This is a lock-in song.
Yeah, this is like
this is the one.
You have had so many points that you've like been reduced down to the bare wiring of an Irishman. You've no thoughts in your head other than like Guinness and like go and just like just the bare minimum anti-English,
That's it, right down the bottom.
This is just
there's nothing
bare
left in there.
bones,
There's nothing left in there.
Yeah, you've just strapped down all
the
this
general
shit.
need to survive.
It's just like
pints and hating the Brits.
It's just like
That's
it's
says.
just an engine, like an axle and like 4 wheels. Like that's all that's going on here. Not even a steering wheel.
This is right. So this song is quite self-explanatory. Go on home, British soldiers.
Does what it says in the tin, like.
Have you got no fucking homes of your own? For 800 years, we fought you without fear. I have to cut this one. For 800 more.
We'll fight you for 800 more is like some fucking threat, isn't it?
So it is what it says in the tin. It's go on home, British soldiers, go on home. Have you got no fucking homes of your own? For 800 years, we fought you without fear, and we'll fight you for 800 more.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So that's your lock-in song.
That's my lock-in song, yeah. I mean, like, the Wolf Tones have been on the nose for me, But you know what I like? What I love? Kinky Boots. Do you know that one? Do you know that one?
I do know Kinky Boots.
This is a song
I forgot that existed until you just said it.
Making fun of British soldiers, and it's basically talking about them and like,
This is actually really fucking
they're
cool.
walking around their little uniforms around Belfast.
Holy fuck. I forgot this existed, man.
So
The man said your British Army member. Look at your wee Kinky Boots.
Sing up the ra. Sing up the ra. You're avoiding me.
Do you want to go shoot a Brit?
I love it. I've got a brand new shiny helmet and a pair of kinky boots.
Right, so we have to wrap this up, man. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. Right, guys, thank you very much for listening.
Thanks.
Go and listen to the playlist. I'm going to stick it up in the link. And now, do you want people to find you on Instagram or anything, or do you want to stay anonymous?
No.
There you are. You'll never find them. Good luck in finding them.
No.
Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, and thank you, Gareth, for inviting me on this lovely podcast. I had a great time.
Man, it was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure.
Looking forward to the next episodes.
Yeah, we're away for another pint. Right, guys, cheerio. Have a lovely St. Paddy's Day. Look after yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be lovely. Ciao.